So why can't PlayStation, here's the screen grab. Why can't PlayStation compete? And I already see the chat rearing up for a fight. This is not about market leader right now. This is serious. Look, I will have whatever conversation you guys want to have. You know how I am. I would love for you to push back, not with like, well, they're the number one console right now. Yes, they are the number one console. Right? Well, actually, Switch is. But that's not what we're talking about. We're going to get into it. Here's what Microsoft has done that we've talked about just this week. Assuming that they can actually buy Activision, and who knows at this point. Let's assume it can happen. They're pushing for television to get away from consoles if they can eventually. They are doing Game Pass Friends and Family. They are announcing just a banger of the next 12 months. My point is, they are spending a metric shit ton of money to get in and absolutely own this space, okay? Now, the other thing that happened this week is this. The current word is that Amazon is not going to bid for Electronic Arts, but there was about a day there earlier in the week. The news was, hey, this is happening. It's going to get announced today. Now, it's weird that it was that serious and MSNBC's reporting it, CNBC's reporting it, and suddenly, oh yeah, that's not happening. Whether this is totally real or totally false, this is totally believable. And we know that it will happen. Something like this will happen where Amazon has been sniffing around. Now, imagine for a moment that Amazon comes in and does get someone like an Electronic Arts. Forget for a moment Luna. Luna, I think, has great technology. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. They're making the same play that Cloud is. But it would be day one Luna for Madden. You could still buy Madden on Xbox. You still buy Madden on PlayStation. But what you're seeing, though, and this is not wise of me to say, people have talked about this for a while, but when you're now starting to see Amazon potentially muscling into this space, when you're now starting to see the massive resources that Microsoft, and I don't think Phil Spencer can manage product development to save his goddamn life. But if you look at what is coalescing to be a probable very strong year for Game Pass, and with the Family and Friends pack, and with Cloud, and if they get Activision, you're talking about competing financially at a level that Sony just doesn't do. So, I don't even mean PlayStation, Sony. That kind of game that they have been used to dominating has gotten too big. And if you look at what Jim Ryan said, he said, well, we're pivoting to these service-based games. I don't know what else you would do. But even that, think about that. What was the number one Steam sale game this week? It was Destiny 2, which Sony owns now. It's going to be everywhere, but Sony's making the profit from Destiny from now on. That is an incredibly successful service game. Okay, but it's not even what he's talking about. That's not going to be enough to save him. He's talking about Fortnite money. He's talking about PUBG money or Call of Duty money. If you don't have one of those zeitgeist-defining, zeitgeist-infused or infused in the zeitgeist service-based games, he says that's the money that will be transformative to the business. If they don't hit one of those, how can they compete with this? I don't think they can. So I am not here saying Xbox makes better games. On the whole, they don't. I am not here saying Xbox is better than PlayStation. That's super subjective. I have them both. I love them both. I am simply saying that with the news that that Microsoft dropped this week about all the stuff they're doing with Game Pass to just make it ubiquitous and make it appealing and put just more money at it. And then the news that Amazon is probably coming in. Tencent is there. It's gone from like welterweight or middleweight. Now you're talking heavyweight. It doesn't mean that Xbox is as good as Tyson, but they are in that division. They are in that ability to compete at that level, and Sony isn't. And then on top of it, Sony this week raised their price in almost every market by up to 12% for the hardware. Now that's not never happened before, but it's rare that Microsoft says, well, we're not going to do it. Microsoft can afford to not do it. They can afford to take the hit. Nintendo, I don't know, but they say they're not going to do it either, okay? But Sony's like, yeah, we got to raise our price. And again, I understand it. If you were Jim Ryan, you would probably have done the same thing, right? That may be what they have to do, right? People, oh, he's greedy. Well, sure, maybe. But there's more evidence to suggest that he's just doing business and trying to keep the fucking wheels on the wagon. But that said, though, whatever. They did this. This is not a good look for him. David VGS says Jim Ryan's got to go. Well, I mean, I think their business model has to change. Somebody's got to come in and either acquire them, or PlayStation's got to say, we're going to give you guys a lot more money. Fupy says, let's just pretend good games don't matter. Good games matter. They do. But what have I been fucking saying? And again, I'm not right yet, but I guarantee you I will be right. Good enough is good enough for most people. Value, low barrier of entry, ease of entry trumps good every time. So yeah, if you have a PS5, you're going to get some of the best cinematic action adventure games that have ever been made a couple times a year. That's going to be enough to not come over here and play here, especially if they end up with Activision. Come on now. All right, here goes the red phone. If you want to talk, I'm available. I'm here for you. Your Papa Jaffe is here for you. I don't have to be right. I just have to be heard. So call me, share your views, tell me I'm wrong, and explain to me why I'm wrong. You can't just call and say I'm wrong. I need to know why. What makes me wrong?